Okay, where I'm touching is all around this shoulder. I just didn't get it deep enough. Didn't get that shoulder deep enough. It's good here. It's got to go down about probably 40 thousandths or so there. It's resting solidly on all that, all at the same time. I got to go from nothing where I am to about 40 thousandths out there. When I cock it, it's meeting some resistance. This might be that. There's a little black smudge right inside there. It'll cock and it'll fire, but there's no over travel on the cock. It just barely catches, and that's not a good thing. This inletting process is about as difficult a process you can do on a firearm that I know of. You have to leave all the wood you can in here for strength and stability, but you have to take out what needs to come out to make the gun work. And it is a very delicate balancing act. Alright, this metal is flush with the receiver. Alright, now it cocks, so you can hear it. It catches and it's got over travel past the cock. Yeah, at the top of the hammer it's got over a 1/16 of over travel past the point where it's cocked. And that trigger is absolutely positive. So I'm past my line to go in beside the receiver. I'm beneath that. And I don't want to go too far beneath it, but I want to be some. Now I'm going to put this screw in from the other side and see. First I got to drill a hole. Once that screw comes in from the other side and tightens up, and this head shows right there on that plate and it's even flush with it, that's the dimension that I need for here. That screw is my gauge. So now I got to drill a hole. I got to punch a little hole, and that won't do it. I need a little bitty nail to not touch those threads and mark there a score, and then drill through both sides and connect in the middle. I'm going to put me some tape around these blocks so that they'll stay on there when I'm working on this thing. That drill bit is really, really dull. I'm going to go sharpen it. Alright, that screw has bottomed out. The front screws are into the receiver. That's flush. I got about a, I don't know, 30 thousandths extra wood there, which is good. I'm fine with that. And so my dimension here, I'm happy with. I've got to trim off. You can see the reveal that I have right in here, and that gives me enough to trim off all the way around that lock plate, and it's about even on both sides. And I've mic'd this wood from here to here and from here to here several times, top and bottom, to where I'm in the middle of my center line. The wood that's left from the side over here and from the side of this top tang over here is it's symmetrical. It's about as symmetrical as you can get one without using a CNC or something to that effect. So now I'm going to start my shaping, the outside shaping. I'm going to get going on that. I'm going to work all this down with a chisel like I have the top down to within sanding reach of sandpaper. And so and then I've got to cut my trigger guard in. It'll notch into the back. After I get this to the right shape, then I'll notch that trigger guard into it. I think I'm going to mix up some epoxy and bed these side plates around these edges with some brown epoxy next. Alright, what I've done is taken this down to where this wood is still proud of that metal, but only by about 15 thousandths, 12 thousandths, just enough to sand it. What I'll do is take a straight stick, about like so, and wrap me some sandpaper around it with this gone, and I'll go across that and surface that just by hand. But whenever I get down, when I get it all down to where it's smooth, that's about how many thousandths that is. I throw out these numbers about this many thousandths and that many thousandths, and I'm just curious. I'm just going to put that on the metal and put that at the wood and see how many I got. That's 10 thousandths. So it's about, it's just enough for me to sand it without getting real carried away with a whole bunch of sandpaper. If I just take fine sandpaper and smooth that up, that will give me what I need. Now I've got to put a teardrop. I'm going to put a raised area. I'm going to bring this down along in here somewhere and raise this up. Now I'm going to come down here with a teardrop that's going to be, I really need to get this about the same plane as this, just flat out, so that I can put that teardrop there. Teardrops serve no function, and I don't even know for sure that they're called teardrops. That's what I call them. There's probably a proper name for it. Somebody wants to leave that on my YouTube channel, they can, under remarks. Send $25 processing fee for that. Two or three different shapes you can bring these teardrops. I like the little pointy ones myself. About like so. Except I need to slant that thing down more. That one's aimed the wrong direction. But anyway, this thing, the center line of this plate and this receiver comes down and curves and goes down to the pistol grip. And the center of that teardrop needs to be in that curve. I think I got super glue on my pencil lead there. So that curve is about like so. The center line is about like that. Now what I'll do is get me a piece of clear plastic and lay it over that and make me a template, cut it out for the other side.